Hey YouTube, Fast Eddie here. This is my 65 Nova. You tell it's a super sport. So the deal with this car is this was my parents' car. They bought it years ago. I don't know, my mom wanted a hot rod and they bought it. It was back in the 80s, I think. So it was a nicer car at one time. My mom always wanted a black cherry wine kind of a color. This color that she liked. They let some guy that claimed he painted cars take it over, and I just really messed it up. I mean, you can tell tires, wheels there, and never even masked anything off. The color's completely off. There's no shine to it all. Look at those badges. he didn't even mask off the badges. It does have all the trim with it. Trim's not on it now, of course, because they got tired of waiting for it and just went and got it because he had it for too long. Window trim, nothing was masked off. I'd rather that they just left it the color that it was. The bumpers there, all the bumpers got overspray all over it. Yeah, the grill, that headlight trim, all that, have all that stuff. So number of years ago, I want to say 10 years ago, I was single at the time. I was going through problems with being single, and women problems. So my mom's like, I've been wanting to sell this car for a while, and nobody will give me my price. And they weren't as popular back when she was trying to sell it. I think when they got more popular when everybody wanted to gas her. So she was talking me into, trying to take it. She's like, I know she didn't say this, but she's like, in my thoughts, she was like, why don't you take on this, get away from those dirty women and take on this dirty project. So it is dirtier than when I got it, but yeah, it's time to get it out of this area that it's in. This is not enough coverage. It gets too much moisture. You could see the molds growing in it. This was a really straight car. They had some fender well work done to it. You can see right there's like a seam there. I know they welded in a new patch panel of wheel openings. I'm not saying that it was done wrong, but it's showing something there, revealing like the bondo's kind of bubbling or something. I'm not sure, so that's going to have to be looked at or dealt with. So I'm going to give it a good wash down before I get it moved over to my shop where it's got a better home to be in, and I'll give you a little bit of a look inside of it too. I mean, look at the work on the paint right here. See that big old bubble right there? That's just uncalled for. It's just terrible. I don't even think the guy even sanded it when he painted over it. So I'm not sure what's going to happen with this paint. I can imagine that all this is going to have to be removed. I don't want to remove it all the way down to where I'm removing everything right to the metal. I don't want to do one of those types of jobs where, because the color that it was before, I'm thinking, and the whatever bodywork was underneath of it, I don't know how much was underneath of it, but it seemed to be really solid and still in good shape. I don't see why I couldn't just put a flat black paint job over it. This car's not going to be out in the weather very much at all. Yeah, it just really gets you disappointed in somebody that does this bad of work and then charges people for it. Tries to get them to into thinking that they do good work. This guy was a clown. But yeah, the inside was really solid. On the passenger side, it was showing signs of well, the floor is rotted out on the passenger side. at the feet of the passenger side front seat area. So I'm hoping that that's not extensive. That is due from rat pee, because that wasn't there before. When it came here, it had a carpet kit in it. I ripped the carpet kit out pretty much right away. I thought I got it ripped out early enough, but that's going to be something we're going to definitely be dealing with. All right, let's get on with this. We're gonna vacuum up this inside of the Nova here. Previously, a number of years ago, I ripped the carpet out already. I anticipated that it might get a little damp inside, and to my choice, it was a good idea, because I don't know if it got damp from just wetness or it was rat pee. I would have imagined rat pee. I think it's corrosive, so we're gonna try out this Milwaukee M12 little hand vac, see how much it can vacuum up. I've swept out quite a bit of feces and just trash in here, so we're gonna do a little bit of other work here and see how much I can do here by hand. So we'll get to it. Okay, you can see there toward the end of that vacuuming, this thing is totally full. When they get that full, this little container here, when it gets that full, it's time to empty it. They don't like to suck anymore. So let me show you the extent of the rot of what I've seen so far, that I'm hoping is not as bad as it looks. Give you a little light on it. Okay, so this area here is the worst of what I can find, and it's still pretty solid out in here, but I would say most of this flat area, this floor here, I'm going to need to replace. I don't know if there's any substructure underneath of that area or not, but I think that's going to be doable to replace that without having to order something. I think that kick panel up there is still savable. So yeah, this car is got all the interior, all the trim, which if you're trying to do one of these cars, if you want to do it back to, factory, it really helps to have all that stuff. I mean, these SS cars have a lot of trim. You can see all of the trim back here. There's a bunch of trim back here. There's trim in the trunk for all the side trim that they come down the windows here, body molding edge here, along the bottoms, the back, in front of the wheels, down the door. So let you look at the rocker panels, because that should probably indicate, and they still look really good. Rocker panels there on this side that was the worst floor pan, still really solid. Put a little light on that or not. Yeah, they're still really nice. Bottoms of the doors are really good shape. Yeah, this car's in really good shape, so you can see how great a quality that paint job that person that tried to paint this thing did. Look at out there on the hood. I mean, that's just terrible. I don't know what they did. They tried to pile up more and more paint to get it to where, I don't know, they could get some color down, I guess. But man, he just piled it on that hood. That's probably the worst job I've ever seen. So let's show you how dirty and how much crap the little vacuum sucked up here. This is difficult to do with one hand. Hold this thing with one hand and try to take it apart. So there's an unlock there. Okay, look at all that. So yeah, you got to keep these things. Keep these things clean. And then this filter here. Look at how dirty that filter is. So you got to. Not only do you got to shake all the crud off of it, but you need to remove it so it twists and then it unlocks. And then what I do is I can just beat that filter out. You could blow compressed air on it, I guess, but get it really clean again. Make sure that area is clean. You don't want any of that to get into the motor part. Then you just twist it back on. And this locks back on. It's a twist lock, so that's locked right there. Okay. I'm really impressed with this little tool here. It's not going to do quite the suck power of a shop vac, but how many times you got some little dirtiness down there on your feet, where in your pickup or your car, and you're just needing to vacuum up just a little bit. You don't have to get that big old machine out. This thing really works good for that. So this battery here, I've only had one charge on it, and I've run it quite a bit. It's a pretty good battery. So far, pretty good. So, yeah, so this is the Nova. It's getting closer to moving it over to the shop. So, really excited to start on this project. This is a really cool keychain. I told it comes with these, certain Chevys, I guess, when you buy them new, I guess. I'm not sure, but that's what I was told. So, yeah. All right, we'll keep working on it. We're gonna get it on down the road over there to the shop. My shop's just right next to the house. I say down the road, but all right. I had to show this. You think anybody lives in there?